Have you guys ever heard of the Oakville Blobs? On August 7, 1994, residents of Oakville, Washington reported translucent, jelly-like blobs raining down from the sky. And while it's usual for Washington to get a lot of rain, this was not rain. The blobs were a mushy texture that covered 20 square miles over a period of 3 weeks. Anyone that came into contact with these blobs became violently ill with flu-like symptoms that lasted for several months. Even cats and dogs that came into contact with the blobs fell ill and died. A woman who awoke to the blobs covering her yard was rushed to the hospital where she provided a sample of the blobs to a doctor. There, a lab technician found that the blobs contained human white blood cells, but had no idea what it was or why it was coming from the sky. More samples of the blobs were sent off to the Washington Department of Health, where microbiologist Mike McDowell found 2 species of bacteria, Pseudomonas fluorescens and Enterobacter cloacae, 2 organisms that could lead to severe illness. The strange thing is that before anyone could further test Mike's samples, they disappeared. When he came into work the next day, the samples were gone, and when he asked management what happened to them, they responded, quote, "Do not ask," end quote. Mike believes that the blobs were manufactured by someone for some purpose, and that Oakville was chosen as a testing site. Fast forward to 1 year later, the last known sample of the blobs taken by a town resident was sent into a private research lab where a microbiologist spotted a eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cells are present in most living creatures, meaning that the blobs were or had been alive. There are many theories about what these mysterious blobs could be. One theory is that the blobs could be star jelly, a jelly-like substance sometimes found on the grass. According to folklore, star jelly is deposited on Earth during meteor showers. Another theory was that the blobs were human waste from an airplane, but the FAA requires waste to be dyed blue, and the blobs were clear. Some believe that the blobs were some sort of classified military weapons testing that chose Oakville as a testing site, but there's no evidence to back this up. Another theory was that one of the military's naval bombing runs at sea had accidentally killed a school of jellyfish in the Pacific Ocean and sent their remains flying into the atmosphere, landing 50 miles inland in Oakville. However, the Air Force has denied this. But a handful of Oakville residents reported seeing a significant amount of military aircraft in the sky prior to the blobs raining down. What's interesting to me is that no known samples of the blobs exist today, and it makes you wonder what happened to the first samples that disappeared from the Washington Department of Health so long ago.